It was early morning when the train arrived at the right station. When Sarah got off the platform, she took a notebook from her pocket with the address written in it. The woman was not sure that she could find the house where her son and daughter-in-law lived, because she had only been there once and a long time ago. Today Sarah was turning 60, and she wanted to celebrate with her family. She had 2 sons, and both had their own families and lived in different towns. Sarah hesitated for a long time about whom to visit, but eventually her choice fell on her eldest son. A birthday was a good opportunity to see her grandson finally, and to reconcile with her daughter-in-law, who, for some reason, disliked Sarah from the first day. Upon reaching the right house, Sarah felt the evaporating of her determination, because the last meeting with her son left many unpleasant memories. At 18, young Sarah graduated from culinary school and went to work in the canteen as an assistant cook. It was there she had met her future husband, William. The young man immediately paid attention to the beautiful girl, and after her shift, he caught her at the gate. Sarah did not intend to make friends, but William was so charming that she could not resist. Her parents did not immediately accept their daughter's fiancé because he grew up in an orphanage, but having known him better, they immediately became charmed by him. Soon Sarah and William got married, and 2 months after the celebration, Sarah found out that she was pregnant. William was thrilled. "If a son be born, we'll certainly name him Tom. That was my grandfather's name, and he's the only relative I remember." Sarah gave birth to a healthy, strong boy. A day later, she heard from one of the nurses that some other woman had abandoned the newborn. The boy had been born a little prematurely and was not gaining weight well on formula milk. "So let me feed him. I have enough milk," Sarah suggested, imagining this baby lying in a crib all alone and no one approaching him. Sarah felt compassion about the abandoned baby and asked her husband what he thought about adoption. "Sure, let's adopt. I know what life in an orphanage is like. There's nothing good about it." After going through the bureaucratic machine, Sarah and William became parents to 2 boys. As time passed, the children grew up. The biological son, Tom, grew up modest, quiet. Adopted Louis, on the contrary, was perky and always tried to pull his brother into some prank. Tom enrolled at a technical college. Louis decided to serve in the army. Growing up, the brothers drifted apart and almost stopped talking to each other. When both sons brought their brides to be introduced, Sarah tried her best to please both of them. After all, if wives don't get along with each other, it's well known that husbands will split up too. But she didn't succeed. Louis's fiancée immediately accepted Sarah as her mother, but Tom's fiancée, Greta, turned out to be scandalous and unfriendly. Soon 2 weddings were held, and the young people left for different cities. Although Louis and Maria lived further away, they often visited Sarah, while Tom and Greta seemed to have forgotten about the parents' existence. And only when William had suddenly died of a heart attack, Tom came to his funeral. Sarah, crushed with grief, was grateful to Tom for this, but he felt like a stranger and hardly spoke to his brother and mother. Thus, immediately after the funeral, he left. This was how Sarah was left alone. Louis and Maria continued to visit her periodically. Tom and Greta only talked to her unwillingly over the phone, and Sarah found out about the birth of their son only 6 months later. And now she decided to spend her 60th birthday with Tom and his family, so she came to him. As she awoke from her memories, Sarah hurried to the apartment. She did not have time to press the doorbell, as the lock clicked and Tom appeared in the doorway. He did not even immediately recognize his mother. and when he realized who was in front of him, he hastened neither to hug nor to congratulate her. "Why did you come?" he said rudely without a greeting. Sarah was taken aback by such an encounter. "Son, it's been so long since we've seen each other, and I've never held my grandson in my arms. And it's my birthday today. I thought it would be a great idea to celebrate together at your place." "Before you come to visit, it's a good idea to inform us before," said the disgruntled son. "Greta and the baby are away at a resort, so no one's home, and I'm late for work." Sarah turned sullen. "Why don't I wait for you at home? We'll celebrate together tonight." "Mum, didn't I make myself clear? My wife's away. I don't have time, so there's no way. Here, take this for the way back, and I'm rushing to work. Sorry, I'll call you later. Bye." Tom took some money out of his wallet, slipped it into the hand of the bewildered mother, and left. The woman could not believe that he had acted like this. When she came to her senses a little, she bent down and slipped the money under the door. She didn't want to take anything from him. On the way home, tears were rolling down her cheeks, and the other passengers were looking at the strange pensioner with sympathy. Upon arriving home, the woman noticed that her second son's car was at the gate, and there was a surprise waiting for her in the yard. Tom, with his daughter-in-law and children, came to wish her happy birthday, and they were very surprised not to find her at home. Sarah decided not to tell them where she had been and what had happened. Late at night, when her daughter-in-law and the grandchildren had already gone to bed, Sarah finally told Louis that he was adopted, and that all her life she had been afraid that he would find out and would resent her for lying. After listening to his mother's confession, Louis smiled affectionately. "I've known everything for a long time. Daddy had told me. We didn't tell you so as not to worry you. And I didn't get upset at all, because there wasn't a day that I didn't feel your care and love." Sarah could not hold back her tears again, but this time for joy that she had raised at least one son properly.